evening, friends. My name is Brahmachari Devendra, and I'll be presenting this webinar this evening on this book which Swami Kriyananda has written. This is called The Essence of Self-Realization, The Wisdom of Paramahansa Yogananda. And today we'll be spending about 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, starting from chapter 2. So far we have covered chapter 1. And Chapter 2 will be reading the stanzas there, what Paramahansa Yogananda has said, and then we'll be discussing about that, elaborating those statements of Yogananda ji. So the chapter 2 the topic is the true purpose of life. Now the first stanza, the first recording of Yogananda ji saying is here. I will read it first and then we will discuss. Swamiji writes of Yogananda ji saying, he says, "Those who are immersed in body consciousness are like strangers in a foreign land. Our native country is omnipresence. On earth, we are but travelers, guests on a brief visit. Unfortunately, most people make undesirable guests of themselves. They insist on monopolizing a small portion of this earth as their very own. Their constant thought is, my home, my wife, my husband, my children. Material entanglements, sweet and mysterious, keep them dreaming through the sleep of delusion. They forget who and what they really are. Wake up before your dream of life vanishes into infinite. When this body drops in death, where will your family be? Your home and your money. You are not this body. This body is only a plate given to you that you might eat from it, the feast of spirit. Why not learn this essential lesson before death? Why wait? Don't tie yourself to the limitations of human consciousness, but remember the vastness of a spirit within." This stanza, this line, this paragraph, Yogananda starts with how the soul comes to the body and it starts thinking that it forgets its true nature and starts thinking, I am the body. The problem begins there, but the problem goes further when the soul starts thinking, when it comes into the world, in this delusion further, and it starts thinking that, oh, this world is so beautiful, this world is mine. And it goes further into the meshes of delusion that not only the body it forgets, but also it starts thinking that this world is my home. So it goes so much deep into the delusion and forgets its true reality that it is soul. And its true home is in God. Its true home is not in the body, it's not in this world, but its true home is in God, and we want to go back. It's the purpose of the true purpose. The topic of this chapter is the true purpose of life. The true purpose of life, the soul forgets deep into delusion. The true purpose of life is to go home, back to God. And Master says, Yogananda says in his talks, that so many people come to this world, but every 100 years, this whole earth is wiped out. Almost nobody in this world, after 100 years, is the same person. Everybody is gone from this world, and this whole population is wiped out. Everybody is new on this world. Very, very few people. Maybe how many people live beyond 100 years? That's a very interesting thing to think about. And in 100 years, everything is changed, everything is wiped out, no human population remains the same. And Master said the same thing about in a larger picture. He said that same thing with human civilization. Master says every thousand years, civilizations come, civilizations go. We see that so many great civilizations have been existed on this earth, but they have come, they have gone. Master says about Indian civilization, he says that there was a time when people in India were so rich that they will eat on gold plate and they'll throw in the Ganges. And Master says that such is the rise of civilization and such is the fall of civilization, that India also fell. It was materially so rich, but materially also it fell so down that we became probably one of the poorest country in the world. And Master said that that is the rise of civilization, that is the fall of the civilization. But the interesting thing that India fell materially, but it never fell. It never fell spiritually. That saints of this country, India, they have often come. They have remained in the background, as Master describes in Autobiography of a Yogi, that they have always come to protect this country, and they have kept it going. Many civilizations have come, many have gone, but Indian civilization has remained there, and that gives us a clue that materially we can go up, we can go down, but spiritually, if we will never fall down if we find God. And so Master says that the purpose of this true life, the God created this earth, that He wanted to test us, that who want this word and who want Him. And He's testing us all the time, that who want to remain in this world and who want to leave it and go back to home, to Him in God, and find the eternal happiness. And Master explained that in many different ways. He says that this word is for entertainment, education and entertainment. And there's so much education that we can educate ourselves in this word and graduate from this word and become graduate and go back to home in God. As Sriteshwarji pointed out in Autobiography of a Yogi, he said that the saints are not produced in batches like graduates in a college. So in this world, we have to make our own effort to graduate from this world and go back home in God. And then Master says also this word is for entertainment, that we can be entertained in this world so much. But if we get caught in this world, if we start thinking this word is real, if we get caught here, this word will be very troublesome, Master says. And the example could be when we watch a movie, and when I was a child, when I will watch the movies, and sometimes, and I've seen other people doing the same thing also, sometimes when the movie is very emotional, is going up and down, we are crying, we are watching the movie, but the tears are flowing in our eyes, from our eyes. And why it's happening is because we got so much into the movie and we forgot that this was the movie, this is not the real thing. And the same thing happens in this life also. When we become so engrossed in this life, then that we start thinking that this is real, and we start going up and down, we start crying, we start laughing, we start doing all the things, and forget that this word is only a movie. It's only a cosmic movie, and our job, as Master says, is to look, not to get engrossed in the beam in the movie, but to look up at the beam which is coming from the projection booth of God and creating this whole movie. Meaning that we want to look up and remember God. We don't want to get mixed up in this movie. Master says also there is a story of Narada, that Narada one time asked Vishnu, and he asks him that why people in this world they get deluded so easily. He is asking the Vishnu, and Vishnu says, okay, we'll see, we'll go a visit on this earth and we'll see how this happens. And they come to this earth, and Vishnu says to Narad, and Narad, can you go and fetch me some water, and I will rest here. And Narad goes, and he goes to a house, he knocks at the door asking for a water. This was in the deserted land, and there was nothing available nearby, there was no water available. And now the door was opened by a beautiful lady, and then Narad was so enchanted by her. And then her father comes, and they start talking, and finally Narad thinks that he want to get married to her, and then life goes on. He gets married, he has children, and he forgets that he was sent to get the water for Vishnu. And then one day, as story goes on, I'm cutting the story very short, very quick, but you can read this story in Swamiji's Bhagavad Gita. And one day, days pass by, years pass by, and Narad has children, many children. He has 2 or 3 or 4 children. Flood comes, everything is wiped out. His wife is gone in the flood. his children he was carrying, and he was the children are also wiped. They're flown away with the flood, and Narad at the end he's finding himself crying, and he feels that somebody is patting on him, and he feels that he hears his voice saying, "Narad, Narad, why are you crying? I sent you half an hour back to get the water, and now you're crying here." And Narad wakes up. He was dreaming, and Master illustrates that just half an hour of dream, that how that incarnation of Narad was passing away. And this is what can happen to us also when we get engrossed in this movie, when we forget the true purpose of the life, when we forget to look up at the beam and we get engrossed in the movie. This is what can happen to us, and this is what happens to many of us, millions of us. Master said that God has created this world. He has created us so difficult so that we don't find Him out too soon. That He can keep us busy here for a long, long time. But He wants to test us, as He says, that who wants to be in this world, who wants to be part of this world, and who wants to find Him. And so this is the true purpose of the life. The true purpose of the life is not to engross in this world, but to find God, but to go back home in God. We'll go to the second stanza here, second paragraph, number 2, which Master says, quoting Shri Krishna from Bhagavad Gita. He says, Krishna is saying, "Get away from my ocean of suffering and misery. With God, life is a feast of happiness, but without Him, it is a nest of troubles, pain and disappointments." This is a very famous stanza of Gita which Master often quotes, and many places in his talks. If you listen to Master's talk, he quotes this stanza, "Get away, Arjuna, from an ocean of suffering and misery." I remember that I used to hear Swamiji in the very beginning when I came and joined Ananda Sangha. This was in the year 2005, I think. And I used to come to Gurgaon. I lived in Delhi, Gurgaon many years, and I used to come to Gurgaon and listen to Swamiji, his satsang which he was giving every month. And I remember that one month Swamiji said, "We are not here for serious purpose. We are here for fun." I said, "Wow, this is nice." But the next month I came for the satsang, and he says that we are not here for fun. We are here for some serious purpose. I said, "This is strange. Last month he says we are here for fun, and now he says that we are here for some serious purpose, not for fun. What is this all about?" And as I kept moving on the spiritual path, I started reading Gita and everything, and I understood the whole scripture, all the sayings of the saints, they are full with the dichotomy, that they are full of ambiguity, and it's our purpose to understand them at a very deep level. And what Swamiji was saying is that the life could be fun if we spend with God. It could be all fun, but without God, it will not be fun. It will be too serious. And Swamiji explained further, Master explained further, that God did not create this world that we don't have here any fun at all. And we live here, we do mistakes and condemn ourselves. Master said that is not right. That God created this world so that we can enjoy this world, but we can have fun in this world, but with God. And here is an example that Swamiji gives. He said that when he went to Puri, he met a sadhu who was 130-year-old, and Swamiji asked him that we shouldn't enjoy anything, should we not? And that the sadhu says, "No, not at all. We should not enjoy anything at all." And Swamiji said that this is not the teachings of Paramahansa Yogananda. He said that we should enjoy everything in life, but with God. But we should not make an excuse to indulge anything in sense pleasures and say that, okay, I will enjoy everything with God. No, we should enjoy with God, even if Master said that even if you do mistake, even if you indulge in sense pleasure, if you do mistakes, give it to God, and God likes it. But we should try as much as we can, even if eating food, enjoying anything, sunset food or anything, watching a movie even. We watch so many movies with Swami Kriyananda. But Master said that, Swamiji said that enjoy with God. So enjoy, but test yourself with little bit, smaller things. Test yourself. I was telling, somebody was asking after satsang one time that this is so difficult to practice a spiritual teaching even for a little bit. And I said that you test yourself, you start with a little bit. You start with very simple things and try to grow from there. Don't start with the big things. And for example, even when you are eating, let's say you are eating for 10 minutes, let's say even for 1 minute we could try, even 30 seconds we could try, okay God, you are enjoying through me, you are eating through me. We can focus even for 30 seconds or 40 seconds. When we are walking, when we are talking, close your eyes for a moment and just say that God, it is you who is talking through me. God, it is you who is walking through me. God, it is you who is watching movie through me. Even for a little bit we can do. And then from there we can grow. We can grow, slowly start expanding. So this stanza says that life is a feast of happiness, but without Him means without God, it is a nest of troubles, pain and disappointments. So when we have God in our life, Master said that everything will be fun. But when we don't have God in our life, everything but it will be fun. So when we really want to have true fun in life, we want to include God in everything. We'll start with the smaller things, and as it grows, we'll find God is with us all the time. I read a very interesting thing that Master wrote in Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. Master said that yogis, they keep special time, even they are very advanced, even when they feel the presence of God all the time, but even then they keep some separate time when they can go very deep in bliss in God. So this is a very, very interesting thing, that even though they can feel the presence of God all the time, but they keep some separate time. They are beyond the meditations, but the Master says, if you watch the movie The Awake, and in that movie, when Master came to America in 1935, he returned to America. In that movie, he was shown to experience a profound state of consciousness. And his disciple, one of his disciples, his name was, I forget his name, and he said that he never saw his guru in such a deep state. Master was an avatar, but even then he will go in such a deep state for hours and hours in deepest states of samadhi. And Master writes in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, he says that even when the yogis are in so deep state, when they are acting, they can feel the presence of God all the time. Even then, they keep separate time for God communion, that when they can experience a very deep ecstasy in God. So keep that in mind, that we want to start with little things, but here's the thing that Master has given, that we want to experience deepest bliss in God even when we have found Him. That is the goal that we want to experience in our life. So with this stanza, with the second paragraph from this book, we'll be closing this evening because it's already 8 o'clock, and we'll be joining you next week again, or next to next week, same time on Friday 7:30 to 8 o'clock. God bless you. Enjoy it.